Okay, you guys, today starts the first day of the next 2 weeks where everybody will be learning online, okay? So hopefully before you go any farther in this video, I highly recommend that you print off this copy of the notes, okay? I link both the blank copy as well as the filled out copy of the notes on Canvas, okay? The first link will be the blank copy, the second one is the filled out copy. I highly recommend you print out the blank one and fill it out as you're watching this video, okay? So we are going to be building on and kind of going over the concepts that we talked about last week, which is distributing. Okay, so today we're gonna just be working with expressions, meaning there's no inequality or equal sign in there. We're not solving for anything. All we're doing is simplifying expressions. Okay, so on 1 through 4 of your notes, we are going to simplify these expressions by combining like terms. Okay, and let's go ahead and let me zoom back out. Let's go ahead and define what a like term is. Okay, a like term, so write this down if you have your notes printed for you, which is awesome if you do. So a like term has to have the same variable, and that variable has to be to the same power. Okay, so same variable, same power. For our notes today, we'll just be dealing with to the power of 1. So basically just think they have to either have the same variable or, in fact, I'm going to write this down as well, or no variable. Okay, numbers with no variables attached, those are also like terms. Those are called constants. Okay, beautiful. So let's zoom back in, look at number 1. So we are going to simplify this expression by combining like terms. So by looking at this expression in number 1, first let's take a look at our first term. If you don't know where to start, always just look at your first term, okay? In this one, my first term is negative 8b. So I noticed that my negative 8 has a b attached to it. So look for another term with a b attached. And where is that going to be? 6 doesn't have a b, but ding, 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 negative 7 has a b. So that means that negative 7b and negative 8b are both like terms. Okay, so we then can say it's like I have negative 8b, I'm subtracting 7 more b's. Okay, so what is negative 8? We're starting in the negatives and we're getting 7 more negative. Okay, you're getting more negative here. So negative 8 minus 7 is going to give you negative 15b. Okay, this 6 right here, this guy couldn't combine with anything, right? There's no other numbers without variables, so we just add him on the end. Okay, then plus 6. Okay, we combined our like terms. We had a term that we couldn't combine, so that is our simplified expression. Okay, let's look at number 2. So if you don't know where to begin, look at your first term. Okay, my first term in number 2 is this negative k, or negative 1k. Okay, so we are looking for another term with the k. In this case, we only have 2 terms, and yes, that 8 does have the k. So these guys are like terms. So this is like saying negative 1k plus 8k. Okay, so we're at negative 1. We're getting more positive here. Okay, if that's kind of hard to think about, let's switch it around. What is 8 take away or subtract 1? It's going to give us 7k. Whoops. That's our final answer. Okay, so I want to do it in red. There we go. Beautiful. So our final simplified expression was just one term, 7k. Alrighty, let's look at number 3. Okay, let's look at our first term in number 3. So our first term in number 3 is 1. Okay, so notice my 1 is all by itself. It does not have a variable. It does not have a p. So where's my other term without a p? Oh, there's a p, there's a p. Oh, the 8 does not have a p. Okay, so we know that 1 and 8 are like terms. We can combine those. So we take 1, and it's telling us to add 8. Okay, what is 1 plus 8? We get 9. Okay, we still have 2 other terms that could possibly be like terms, right? So let's go ahead and look at our second term, which is 5p. So we're looking for another term with a p. And that other term, in fact, does have a p. Okay, this is like saying 1p. Okay, so we have 5p plus 1p. What is 5 plus 1? It's going to give us 6p. Okay, so now we actually have 2 pieces of our simplified expression that we just need to write together. Okay, so we're just going to write 9 and then a positive, so plus 6p. And there is our simplified expression. Okay, let's look at number 4. Okay, let's look at our first term on number 4. Okay, notice that this 4 does not have any variables attached, no letters. So where's my other number without a letter attached to it? The 9 has a p. Oop, the 7 doesn't. And then the p obviously has the variable. Okay, so we know that 4 and 7 are like terms. So we can do 4 plus 7. Okay, that's going to give us 11. Good job if you tried that on your own. Beautiful. So now let's look at our other 2 terms that are left. We have 9p, so we're looking for another term with the p, negative 1p. So this also has the p, so those guys are also like terms. So we have 9p minus, because negative 1p. So what is 9 minus 1? It's going to give us 8p. Okay, so we have both of our pieces of our expression. We can just rewrite them. So we have 11 and then a positive, so plus 8p. And that is our simplified expression. Okay, beautiful, you guys. So 1 through 4, we were just combining like terms. Okay, so let's look at number 5. Let's zoom out and read the instructions, the directions. Okay, it's telling us to simplify each expression by using the distributive property. Okay, what are we doing when we are distributing? Okay, distributing equals what? We are always multiplying. Okay, so when we are distributing, when we're using the distributive property, we are multiplying. Okay, so let's look at number 5. So you always want to find your parentheses. Okay, then you want to find the number that's right in front of your parentheses. So in this case, our number that is right in front of our parentheses is positive 7. Okay, this positive 7 wants to distribute or go inside the parentheses and multiply to both terms inside. So we have 2 terms, r and negative 8. Okay, so let's multiply by both terms. First, we take the 7 and we multiply it by the r. So 7 times r is going to give me 7r. Okay, now we have 7 times negative 8. So 7 times negative 8. Okay, what's that going to give us? You are always free to use a calculator. I'm using one right now. 7 times negative 8 gives me negative 56. Okay, so we distributed. Now, just like on the ones before, we have our pieces of our expression, so write them together. Okay, so our final simplified expression is going to be 7r minus, because it's negative 56. 7r minus 56. Okay, Beautiful. Let's look at number 6. Ooh, this one kind of looks different than the ones we've done. Okay, so find your parentheses and then find what's right in front of your parentheses, what's being multiplied. Okay, it's not just -9 and it's not just b. It is -9b. Okay, so this one's going to be a little different. In fact, this is probably the hardest one on our notes that we'll do. But we're going to do the same thing. So let's take it just one step at a time. So this -9b wants to distribute to both terms. Let's just do the first term. So we have -9b times 4b. Okay, let's just look at the coefficients, the numbers in front of the variable, -9 and 4. Okay, what is, in fact, equals, let's do equals in purple. Okay, so what is -9 times +4? -9 times +4. Okay, that's going to give me a -36. Okay, now let's look at our variables. We have a b times b. Well, if you guys remember, what is b times b? Think exponent. B times b is going to give me b squared. Okay, so that whole term becomes -36b squared. Okay, or you can think -9 times 4 gave me -36. There were 2 b's being multiplied, so b squared. Alrighty. Okay, let's do the second one now. So we have -9b again times -10. Okay, so -9b times -10. Okay, take your coefficients. -9 times -10. A negative times a negative is going to give me a positive. 9 times 10 is 90. Okay, and how many b's were being multiplied? Just 1. Beautiful. So we found both pieces of our expression, so let's just rewrite them together. So we have -36b squared plus, because it's a positive, 90b. And there is our simplified expression. And you might say, well, Mrs. Campbell, they both have a b, right? Wouldn't they be or like terms because they both have that b? Remember, if they have the same variable, they also have to be to the same power, right? This b is to the second power, this b is to the first power, so they are not like terms. Okay, beautiful, you guys. Let's look at number 7. Okay, what is the number right in front of my parentheses that is going to need to distribute? It's going to be this positive 10. Okay, so let's take it one step at a time. Just take 10 times 1. Okay, 10 times 1 is going to give me 10. Okay, now let's take 10 times -7x. 10 times -7x. Okay, let's just look at the coefficients. 10 times -7 is going to give me -70. How many x's were being multiplied together? Just 1. So -70x. Okay, we have both pieces of our expression. Now we just rewrite them together. So 10 minus, since it's -70x. Beautiful. Last example for our notes today. Okay. What is the number that needs to be distributed, that wants to multiply? Right in front of the parentheses. It's going to be this -5. Okay? So -5 wants to distribute to both of those guys. Let's just take it one step at a time. Okay? So let's take -5 times 4x. -5 times 4x. Okay, let's just look at the coefficients, the numbers. -5 times 4 is going to give me -20. Okay, how many x's did we have being multiplied? Just 1. So -20x. Okay, let's take our next step. So negative 5 then wants to multiply to positive 7. So negative 5 times 7, that's just going to give me negative 35. Okay, both pieces of our expression. Now just write them together. So we have negative 20x minus 35. And that is our final answer. Okay, awesome job for watching the notes, you guys. Make sure that if it is still class time, remember, your class time is from 7:45 to 9:05 on A days, so Mondays and Wednesdays. Let me know if you have questions. Jump on the Google Meet. Okay, bye.